Once upon a time, in a small, peaceful village nestled between green hills and flowing rivers, there lived a humble farmer named Arman. Arman was kind, hardworking, and loved his land dearly. He knew that farming was not an easy life, but he loved it nonetheless. Each morning, before the sun rose, he would walk through his fields, checking the soil, watering the crops, and dreaming of a better future for himself and his family. One day, a traveler visited the village. He was an old man, wise and serene, with eyes that seemed to see far beyond the hills. The villagers gathered around him as he spoke about the wonders of the world and the secrets of nature. When Arman approached him, the old man smiled warmly and said, "Young man, I see in you patience and kindness. I want to give you something special. A seed. This is not an ordinary seed. Plant it with care, and it will teach you the greatest lesson of your life." Arman looked at the small, delicate seed in the old man's hand. It was unlike any seed he had ever seen, smooth and dark, almost glowing faintly in the sunlight. "What kind of seed is this?" Arman asked. The old man chuckled softly. "It is a bamboo seed, but it is magical in its own way. If you plant it and care for it with patience, it will grow in its own time. And when it does, it will reach heights greater than you can imagine." Arman nodded. He thanked the old man and took the seed home. That evening, under the soft glow of the moon, he dug a small hole in his best plot of soil, placed the seed gently inside, and covered it with rich earth. Then, he watered it carefully, whispering to himself, "Grow well, little seed. I will take care of you." The next morning, he returned to the field. Nothing had changed. The soil looked the same. The rain came and went, the sun rose and set, and still no sign of growth appeared. Days passed, weeks passed. Arman watered the soil diligently every day. Yet nothing happened. Some villagers noticed his dedication and laughed quietly. "Why are you wasting your time on that useless little seed?" they asked. "You will never see it grow. Bamboo does not grow like ordinary crops." Arman simply smiled and replied, "Patience is the key. Some things in life take time, and this seed will grow when it is ready." Months passed. The seasons changed. Winter brought cold winds that shook the village, and Arman worried that the seed had been lost to frost. Spring came with showers that nurtured all the other plants. But still, the seed showed no sign of life. Sometimes, Arman felt a twinge of doubt. Perhaps the old man was mistaken. Perhaps this seed will never grow. At night, he would stare at the patch of earth where he had planted it, imagining a small sprout breaking through the soil, reaching toward the sky. But every morning, the soil looked untouched. One day, as Arman walked through the fields, he noticed the laughter of children from the village. They ran past him, playing, chasing butterflies, and calling out to each other. One little boy stopped and asked, "Arman, what are you doing here every day, staring at the dirt?" Arman chuckled softly. "I am waiting for something special. A seed I planted will grow when it is ready, and I will not give up on it." The boy tilted his head, puzzled. "But it has been almost a year. Nothing is happening." "Yes," Arman said calmly. "Sometimes the most important things in life are invisible at first. They need time, care, and patience. You cannot rush them." As the months turned into years, the villagers slowly began to notice something remarkable about Arman. Though the seed had not yet sprouted, he did not give up. He worked harder than ever, caring for his fields, helping neighbors, and never losing faith. Many of the villagers had abandoned their own small plots, but Arman continued, quietly believing in what others could not see. The second year arrived. Spring came again, and with it, showers that danced on the leaves of the trees. One morning, Arman stepped into his field before sunrise. The air was cool and crisp, and dew glistened on the soil. He knelt down to water the earth, and something caught his eye. A tiny green sprout, no bigger than his finger, had broken through the soil. Arman's heart leapt. "It is alive," he whispered, his voice trembling with joy. He knelt there for a long time, watching the fragile sprout sway gently in the morning breeze. For 2 whole years, he had waited, believing without seeing. Now, his patience was rewarded. The villagers, seeing the tiny sprout, shook their heads in disbelief. How could something so small survive for so long, they wondered. But Arman only smiled. Growth is not always visible at first. The roots are strong, even if the leaves are hidden. Over the next few months, the bamboo sprout grew taller and stronger. Each day, it stretched a little higher, reaching for the sky. By the end of the 3rd year, it had grown several feet, and its strength astonished everyone who saw it. Arman's neighbors began to understand the lesson he had quietly lived. Patience, care, and persistence can achieve wonders, they whispered to each other. Even when nothing seems to happen, growth is taking place beneath the surface. By the 5th year, the bamboo had grown taller than the tallest trees in the village. Its green stalk swayed gracefully in the wind, and birds built their nests among its branches. People from neighboring villages came to see the magical bamboo, and they marveled at its height and beauty. Arman, however, never boasted. He simply looked at the bamboo and remembered the years of waiting, the doubts, the silent work, and the belief that never wavered. He understood the greatest lesson of all. Patience, perseverance, and faith in the process are more valuable than any immediate reward. Children who visited the bamboo learned from him. Why did it take so long? They asked. Because, Arman replied gently, the most important growth happens quietly, out of sight. If you rush it, you may destroy it. If you care for it patiently, it can reach heights you cannot even imagine. As the years went by, Arman became known as the wise farmer, not because of his wealth, but because of his patience, persistence, and calm determination. The bamboo continued to grow taller, a symbol of hope, endurance, and the quiet power of belief. Even when storms came and the wind tried to bend it, the bamboo survived. It had deep roots that could withstand any force. And just like the bamboo, Arman's faith and perseverance had grown stronger with each passing day. From that day on, anyone who visited the village learned the story of the magical bamboo. They learned that life's most important lessons are often invisible at first, waiting for those who are patient enough to care, persistent enough to continue, and wise enough to believe. And sometimes, in the still moments of dawn, Arman would walk through his fields, smile at the bamboo, and whisper softly, "Growth takes time, but those who wait and work with love will reach heights beyond their dreams."